Hello and welcome to Dr. Sonny Alonzo Dotson Ministries. It is not a mistake that you've dropped on this page because I believe that it is this very hour that God has called you out from the darkness and out of despair so that you would come into the realization of who you are. Let me explain something to you people. This is the hour. This is the very divine hour that God is calling out a nation, and he is calling out a people because God has given me a divine download, and that download is the assignment of preservation. Do you not know? Just remember, recall the Ark of the Covenant, the 10 commandments that rest before God, that rest before the throne. Let me tell you, when God sent Jesus and gave us the salvation, he not only saved us, he not only rescued us, he not only freed us from captivity and the depravity of Satan and the enemy and the multitude of workings of Lucifer. He not only denotes that fact that he has taken us out, but let me tell you one more thing. When he took us out, he preserved us and reserved us for his divine will. He preserved and reserved us for the works of God. We are not a people that would faint before the enemy's devices. We are not a people that would faint before the workings of the enemy, because he rose us up once again. He took us out of the despair and out of the depravity of where we knew we were before. And let me tell you, the preservation, God gave me this assignment because God, it is this very hour, this is the divine hour that you would be able to hear into. God told me, if you would tell my people, if they would allow themselves to open up a spiritual ear canal to hear what we are hearing in the spirit realm, because this is the very hour that God would open up the hierarchies of heaven. Let me tell you something, this is not a mistake. Because if you're in a moment of despair, and if you're in a moment where you can't see your way out of a situation, I'm here to tell you that you are right now in that hour where you have met the real Lucifer. And if you had an opportunity to meet Lucifer himself, then you would come into the realm where there is no more can't do. That is the message right there. Message 1 of preserved. We are the preserved people of God, which means there is no cannot do. If you're still talking about cannot do, God is telling you right now that if you're saying you cannot do, you're telling God you cannot persevere and you cannot make it over this hurdle. And let me tell you something, that is not the way God designed us in our original state. Our original state is preserved in the holy righteousness of God. Right now, our spiritual man is sitting at the feet of the throne of God, giving continual praise unto his name. My God, I feel an anointing happening right now. I feel an anointing because right now, God has called me out to save her people. God has called me out to bring the salvation of the Lord into this hour. And let me tell you something. I dare you to go on this journey with me. I dare you to reach down in the womb, to dig into that which is not of God. Because when you get into the preserved realm, that is a new realm. Because when you step into the awareness of that you have been preserved for God, you depth into and you tap into another realm of purge. You dip into and you step into another realm of spitting out that which God has not ordained for your life. And let me tell you something else. When you begin the purging process, that is when you tap into where God has you to go. Now let me tell you something. God has given me the ability to minister this to you at this hour, because this is an hour that God has told me, preserve thy people, because thy people have been reserved for me. There is a spot in heaven for you. And Satan is trying to get you to believe that this is not the reality. But let me tell you something. When God sent Jesus and he shed his blood on the throne and he saved the nation and he saved the people of God, not only did he save you, but he preserved you. He took you out. Let me tell you something. This is a powerful message right now. Because when you get into the point where you recognize the original state that God put you in and he created you in, that is a awareness that Satan is trying to trap you out of. And let me tell you something. That is what this hour is about. This is a desperate hour. This is a desperate cry for God. This is a desperate cry out to call and beseech on God. So not because we're worthy, but because he said if we come boldly to the throne, that he would be able to hear what we have said in the realm and in the spirit of righteousness that God put us in before we ever dropped down to this earth realm. Now let me tell you something. I dare you to come along with me on this journey. This is Dr. Sonny Alonzo Dotson, and I'm coming to you on this page because God told me to drop a download on this page. And let me say once again, this is not a mistake that you came to this page, because this is a divine orchestrated assignment that God has given me to put into the spirit realm. God has tapped into another realm. This is not a realm of this earth. And let me tell you something. When you tap into where God has put you and framed you to be, you would come into an awareness that you have not known before. And that is the message that we're trying to get in this hour. This is the divine hour that God has sent you here. Now, God bless you. I prophetically believe that this is the hour that God is going to take you out of the wilderness. He's going to take you on a 40-day journey, and he's going to lead you through the wilderness so that he can get you out into another realm that he has divinely orchestrated before the heavens were created and before the realms and the hierarchies have been created. He knew who you were in the womb. So now it is time to get back to preservation. Now it is time to get back to the reservations of God, because what you have been reserved for, you better know that it is sitting there behind the veil of God waiting for you.